Big Musquash Stream flows through several miles of large fen wetlands, passes the tip of a long glacial esker, and skirts a large bog noted for its exceptional condition. The Musquash system is the most extensive wetland in the St. Croix watershed and home to many rare plants. Starting upstream at the end of a 1.4-mile long glacial esker on the shore of Musquash Stream and 300 feet up in the air, we first see the esker and then the 600-acre circular bog west of the esker and south of the stream. This bog is seen clearly from the air, surrounded by islands of stunted trees. The bog center is flooded with trapped rain or groundwater and colored with reddish-orange peat and mosses. This is a classic bog, circular in shape, bordered by trees on peat less acidic and where more nutrients are available, with a distinctive lens of trapped water in the center and relatively free of trees and shrubs on the bog. Think of bogs as having rain or groundwater, but no water flowing through them. Fens have flowing groundwater or stream water and are generally less acidic than bogs, even alkaline. Heath is another word used for bogs in Maine and New Hampshire. Looking down, we see the bog center in more detail. The white patches are lichen. The greenish patches are mosses, shrubs, and even a few very stunted trees growing on this acidic bog. The trapped water here at Bog Center is stagnant and subject to evaporation. The source for replacement of this water is likely only rain. The Maine Natural Areas Program lists this Musquash wetland bog and fen complex as having many rare and state-listed plant species of concern. Leaving the bog, we cross over a portion of the border trees, small and limited in height, but a visual clue we are in a slightly more nutrient zone and transitioning to the adjacent extensive fen bordering Big Musquash Stream. It may look like you can easily walk off the higher glacial esker onto either the bog or the fen, but in both cases the answer is you cannot. You will get very wet and perhaps trapped or, quote-unquote, bogged down, an expression you have likely heard, but may now have new meaning. The glacial esker has a 1.4-mile trail to its end here at the stream with a gravel surface that works for both foot and bike use. The esker's tree density prevents any useful view of the adjacent bog or fens from the trail. The sedge fen across the stream from the large bog and the bog's bordering fen are typical of the nearly continuous fens in Big Musquash Stream's landscape. The stream border is pickerelweed on both sides for miles, giving way to a lush fen edge with bands of cowslip and a large open fen with sedges, grasses, and shrubs. Flying over the fen to the trees bordering the bog, we see the diversity of this fen and increasing trees and shrubs as we move very slightly higher and further from active water into the fen-bog transition zone. There are some 12 forms of fens and 16 forms of bogs commonly used for classification in Maine, categorized by tree, shrub, forb, and graminoid types, and further divided based on plant species and special features such as pH and nutrients. Downstream from the esker, and continuing all the way to Big Lake, we continue to see pickerelweed on the edge of fens. The trees on this fen show the existence of more nutrients and perhaps less acidic pH in the peat layer, but I can assure you this area is still very wet. Maine has the largest area of peatlands in the northeast due to climate, latitude, physical geography, and hydrology, with a great variety of vegetation on each bog or fen type. This extensive fen complex here along Big Musquash Stream is one of the larger examples of a mostly fen watershed. Scattered bogs are here, also in the watershed, including the very large bog we have seen near the esker, and smaller bogs are sometimes hidden behind tree lines and not adjacent to the stream. A road crossing with a simple boat launch provides access for canoes and small boats to the stream and to Big Lake, seen in the distance. Between the 1.4-mile trail on the esker, access to the stream, and diversity of this very large wetland complex extending for some 5 miles upstream, the Big Musquash Stream complex is an impressive collection of landscapes. The watershed, known as the Amazon Musquash Ecological Reserve, which includes Amazon Brook, a tributary to the stream, joining from the northwest, is a protected space with public access and available for study and enjoyment by many. This stream occupies a remote part of Maine, very near the Canadian border, where you will be unlikely to reach it without planning to. Big Musquash Stream and its large bog are another of Maine's very special places.